Hello everyone, today I will be reviewing the movie Schindler's List. Released in 1993 and directed by Steven Spielberg, it tells the story of a German businessman who saved over 1,000 Jewish lives during the Holocaust. The film is a harrowing yet deeply moving portrayal of one man's transformation from a profit-seeking opportunist to a selfless savior. Widely regarded as one of the greatest films ever made, Schindler's List has won 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director at the Oscars. The film's pacing is relatively deliberate, allowing the gravity of its historical subject matter to resonate fully. The film unfolds methodically, balancing moments of quiet introspection with sudden and harrowing violence to reflect the unpredictability and horror of the Holocaust. As the narrative progresses, the pacing tightens, particularly during the liquidation of the Krakow ghetto, a sequence that is both chaotic and meticulously structured, emphasizing the brutality of the Nazi regime. The film's nearly 3.5 hour runtime could have dragged, but the pacing remains purposeful, ensuring each scene contributes to the overarching narrative of survival and humanity. By the climax, the deliberate pacing pays off, making Schindler's final act of saving his workers profoundly moving. Oskar Schindler, portrayed by Liam Neeson, undergoes a profound transformation from an opportunistic businessman motivated by profit to a selfless savior who risks everything to protect his Jewish workers. Neeson's performance is masterful, capturing Schindler's charm, cunning, and eventual moral awakening with subtlety and depth. His portrayal of Schindler's guilt and grief in the final scenes is heartbreaking and unforgettable. The other portrayal that stood out to me the most was the character Amon Good, portrayed by Ralph Fiennes, the sadistic Nazi commandant whose cruelty and moral decay are terrifyingly real. Shot almost entirely in black and white, the film's stark monochromatic palette evokes a sense of historical authenticity while heightening the moral contrast of the Holocaust. The soundtrack, composed by John Williams, is characterized by its haunting violin solos, performed by Itzhak Perlman, evokes a sense of sorrow, resilience, and hope, mirroring the film's harrowing narrative. One of the key themes of Schindler's List is the capacity of human kindness to emerge in times of great cruelty. We see this in Schindler, as he himself evolves from a selfish opportunist into a selfless savior. On a deeper level, Schindler's List serves as a meditation on the duality of human nature, how humans can be complicit in evil, yet also capable of extraordinary compassion. We see this in the depiction of Oskar Schindler and Amon Gut. Oskar Schindler and Amon Gut serves as stark moral opposites in Schindler's List, embodying the extremes of human nature under the Nazi regime. Schindler begins as a self-interested opportunist, a charming businessman who joins the Nazi party for profit and exploit Jewish labor to build his enamelware factory. Yet, as he witnesses the escalating brutality of the Holocaust, particularly during the liquidation of the Krakow ghetto, his conscience awakens. His transformation is subtle but profound, driven by moments of empathy such as his at seeing the little girl in the red coat among the carnage. By the film's end, Schindler risks his fortune and safety to protect his Jewish workers, meticulously listing names to save them from Auschwitz. His final breakdown of "I could have got more out, I didn't do enough" reveals his deep guilt, illustrating how even those who act heroically can feel the weight of their limitations in the face of genocide. Schindler's act suggests that morality is not inherent but chosen, and that redemption is possible even in the most corrupt systems. In contrast, Amon Gut represents unrestrained evil, a man who embodies the Nazi ideology's dehumanizing cruelty. As a commandant of the Platzau labor camp, Gut exercised absolute power, randomly executing prisoners from his balcony and indulging in sadistic psychological games. His obsession with Helen Hirsch, his Jewish mate, is particularly disturbing. He switches between attraction and violent disgust, unable to reconcile his perverse desire with his racist ideology. Unlike Schindler, Gut never experiences moral conflict. His only fleeting moments of self-awareness of "I pardon you" is immediately crushed by his own brutality. His eventual execution by hanging, met with cold indifference, symbolizes the futility of his violence, leaving no legacy but terror. The dynamic between Schindler and Goethe underscores the film's central question: what makes one person a monster and another a savior? Both are products of the same system, yet their choices diverge drastically. Schindler's flaw makes his heroism more compelling, yet he is no saint, but his capacity for change proves that humanity can prevail even in darkness. Good, meanwhile, serves as a chilling reminder of how ideology and unchecked power can obliterate conscience. Their juxtaposition deepens the film's moral complexity, showing that evil is not an abstract force but a series of choices, and so too is goodness. I would highly recommend Schindler's List to viewers who appreciate historical dramas, morally complex storytelling, and films that challenge the conscience. That said, the film's unrelenting brutality makes it an emotionally exhausting watch, which, while necessary for its historical truth, may be overwhelming for some viewers. Overall, Schindler's List is a masterfully crafted movie that tells the inherent duality in every human being, how we are capable of doing good deeds and cruel deeds also. With its deliberate pacing, it delivers a harrowing depiction of the Holocaust, elevated by a masterful soundtrack by John Williams. It is essential for people to see this movie, not just for its artistic brilliance, but for its vital message about the consequences of hatred and the enduring power of compassion. Overall, I would give this movie a 10 out of 10. That will be my review, and thank you for your attention.